Thanks for joining me today. We are going to do some simple stretches and some strengthening for the low back and the hips, and also some breathing exercises. I came up with a short routine to go along with a blog post that I wrote about pelvic floor dysfunction. I started hearing about clients who were experiencing pelvic floor dysfunction and some of the common symptoms that go along with it, like a very tight, sometimes painful low back and hips, also some abdominal pain. And so I came up with a short routine to try and address some of those concerns. If you would like to read the whole blog post, it's linked below in the comments. As always, you know your body better than I do. So as you follow along, take what you can need, skip what does not work for you. You know your body better than I do. So if something doesn't work for you today, just skip it and take an extra moment of rest. All you need is a mat, maybe a blanket and a towel for some extra padding. So let's get started. We're going to start on our backs. So lying down on your back, you're going to allow your knees to fall out to the side with your feet together. And we're going to bring our hands to our bellies, kind of like the side of your waist. And we're just going to do some simple breathing. So we'll breathe in through the nose. You can feel your lungs expand. And then open your mouth to exhale. You can feel your lungs deflate under your hands. So we'll inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, maybe you feel your abdominal muscles tighten a bit. One more time, big inhale, feeling the lungs expand out to the sides, even up at the tops. And then as you exhale, maybe your fingertips creep a little closer together. And then we'll bring the knees up. Let's hug one knee into the chest, send the other leg out on the mat, and just give this knee a nice deep hug. This is to stretch the back of the hip. And then with that same hand, you can take the knee out to the side to stretch the inner thigh. And then opposite hand can come across, and you can twist over to the other side as far as is comfortable, and then turn and gaze at your hand. Take a big inhale. And exhale. And then bring both hips back to the mat. Let's go to the other side. So we're just going to hug the other knee in, just stretching the back of the hip. And then same hand can take it out to the side for a little inner thigh stretch. And then we'll do the twist. So we take the knee across, and you can turn and gaze at the opposite hand. If that's comfortable, do as much as is comfortable. Nothing forced. And then we'll bring both hips back to the mat. Let's bend the knees and plant the feet down, and we're going to bring the hands behind the head. Make sure you can see your elbows in your peripheral vision. And then we're going to take another big inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, you're going to press the shoulder blades down into the mat and pinch them together. Inhale to release. On that exhale, you press the shoulder blades down and pinch them as if you were cracking a walnut between the blades. One more time, big inhale. And exhale, pinch. And then we'll relax the shoulder blades before you even lift the head up off the mat. See if you can kind of elongate the back of the neck, as though the hands were helping you to traction the back of the neck. We'll take a nice big inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, pull your belly button down against your spine, and then we're just going to nod the head and the very top of the shoulders up. So we inhale to lower down, exhale, pull your belly in, and nod up. One more time like that, big inhale, and exhale. Nice, inhale to lower down. Let's bring the hands down beside the hips. We're going to bring the pinky edge of the hand down so the palms are like almost open to the ceiling. And we're going to do the breath that we've been practicing, but add in some arm circles. So with an inhale, we're going to begin to lift the hands up to the ceiling. When the fingertips reach the ceiling, we rotate the arms so the palms are now facing the legs, and you keep going overhead as far as you can. And then exhale, swing the arms out to the side and back to the hips. So inhale to lift. Rotate, lower, and then exhale, swoop around. One more in this direction. Inhale, Rotate, lower, and exhale. Now we're going to go the other way. Inhale out to the side. As you exhale, lift the arms up. Palms are going to rotate, and you lower with the pinky hitting the mat first. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Rotate those palms open. Last one. Inhale. Lift. Rotate and lower. Nicely done. Let's leave the palms down beside the hips. We're going to take another big inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, you're going to pull your belly button down against your spine as you tuck the pelvis under. So you may feel your low back is flattening on the mat now. And then as you inhale, you tilt the pelvis away. So you might make space under your low back. Start your exhale first, pull your belly in and tuck, and then inhale to tilt away. We'll keep it going. That reference of the low back pressing into the mat, that is just a reference point. Everyone is different. It may not happen for you. It depends just on your structure, but you're headed in that direction. And maybe if your low back is not touching the mat, maybe you think what's happening on the front of your body, right? So you're pulling the belly button down and up as if you had a marble under your belly button. And as you exhaled, you could slide that marble back against your spine and up. One more. And now we're going to build on that. We're going to build up to a shoulder bridge. So knees stay bent, feet in line with hips, arms are down by your side. Let's creep the shoulder blades down to the waist, like you were tucking your shoulder blades under. We're going to take another big inhale. And as you exhale, pull your belly button down, tuck your pelvis, and begin to lift your hips up. So you're just coming up into whatever is the highest bridge you can manage. Take an inhale at the top, press your feet and arms down. And then as you exhale, see if you can lengthen your hips towards your heels, as if you were stretching your spine out. Inhale on the mat. Exhale, pull your belly button in, tuck the pelvis, and lift the hips up. Inhale to hold, and exhale, stretch long as you lower it down. One more like that, big inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in, tuck, and peel up. Inhale to hold, press down your feet and arms, and exhale to lower down. Let's add in some of that arm movement. Let's actually begin with the pinkies down to the mat. So the palms are in the same position they were in before. We'll take a nice big inhale to prepare. On the exhale, you press your arms down, bridge the hips up. With your next inhale, bring those arms up overhead as if you were doing one of those arm circles. They're going to lay on the floor up above you. And then as you exhale, we'll stretch the hips away from the hands, making your waist very long as you lower down. Swoop the arms back down to the hips. Inhale. Exhale, bridge up. Inhale, arms go overhead. On the exhale, you lower the hips, keep the hands where they are. Stretch the spine along. Inhale, bring the hands down. Exhale, bridge. Inhale, arms go overhead. And on the exhale, stretch your waist really long as you lower the hips. And then bring the hands right back to your side. Nicely done. Let's take that butterfly stretch again, where we take the knees out to the side, feet are together. You can gently rock the legs side to side. And then we're going to come up into bridge again, and we're going to actually hold the bridge and do a little strengthening work. So knees are going to be up to the ceiling, feet are going to be hip distance apart, palms are going to start down by your hips. We'll take an inhale to prepare. And on that exhale, pull your belly button in and bridge up. Set up your best bridge. You can narrow the arms if you like, or really just stand into the feet. And then with your next inhale, we're going to squeeze the glutes. And when you exhale, try and relax the glutes, but scoop your abs in, pulling that belly button down. So you inhale to squeeze, exhale, release, but find your abdominals. Inhale, squeeze, exhale, pull your belly button in. One more time, inhale, squeeze, And then as you exhale, pull your belly button in as you lower all the way down to the mat. Nicely done. Let's hug one knee and then the other into the chest. You can gently rock side to side. And then we're going to go into a happy baby stretch. This is a great stretch to do anytime your low back is tight. We're going to lift the feet up to the ceiling. So bottoms of the feet are up, and you can hold either behind the thighs, or you might like to creep up and hold the ankles. Some people even like to hold the toes or the bottoms of the feet. Whatever is giving you a really good stretch in your inner thighs and low back. And when you get there, you can just gently, gently rock side to side. So you want to feel almost like your muscles of your low back are being supported in a hammock, and they're sort of releasing a bit and spreading wide. And then we'll do one more hip stretch before we turn onto our sides. Feet are going to come down onto the outer edges of the mat, so the knees are going to be wide. And then we're going to turn the palms up to the ceiling and take the hands off the mat. So arms and legs are both wide. With an inhale, we're going to drop both knees over to the right. Exhale back to center. Inhale, both knees go left. Exhale back. One more time like that. Just going as far as you can go, not forcing it. Inhale left. Exhale center. This time we're going to inhale to the right, and then just breathe as you stay on this side. You can either rest for a moment, or for more stretch, you can bring your right foot onto your left thigh, a little bit above the knee. So this is like a modified figure 4 stretch. For me, this feels terrific. If it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. You can just keep your right foot on the mat. But the weight of the foot is helping to traction the left thigh down, and you may just feel a little more stretch in the back of the left hip, maybe even up into your low back a little bit. We'll take one more breath here. And exhale. And then right foot is going to come back to the mat. Knees are going to come up to the ceiling, making sure your feet are still at the outer edges of your mat. We're going to inhale to bring the knees over to the left, and on the exhale, if you like, left foot can come on top of right thigh. So it's a little bit above the knee. And again, if it doesn't feel good, just keep the foot down on the mat, but let gravity help you with the stretch. We're just going to take 2 more breaths here, just hopefully feeling the stretch a little more in the back of the right hip. You might feel it in the low back on the right side. And then left foot's going to come back to the mat. Knees are going to come up to the ceiling. We're going to bring the legs together, and you can turn onto either side. We're going to get set up to do just one hip strengthening exercise on your side. So we'll align the back of the body with the back of the mat, head through hips at the back of the mat. Feet are going to come forward to the front of the mat so that your heels are stacked, and we're going to flex the feet. Top hand can be right in front of your chest on the mat for support. Lengthen the back of your neck so you're looking straight ahead. Take a nice big inhale, and on that exhale, we're going to lift both straight legs. Inhale as you tap the mat. Exhale, pull the belly button in and lift. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. Now this can be a really small range of motion. This is a really hard exercise. So even if it's really small, you might be feeling like it's a lot of work. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and turn right onto your bellies, and we're going to go into a grasshopper, which is a nice release for the low back, and then we'll do some hip strengthening on our bellies. So hands will be stacked, forehead is down. Let's tuck the toes under. The feet are going to be hip distance apart. We're going to stretch the heels away. So you may feel like your thighs have already lifted up off the mat. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can pull your belly button up off the mat as you lift the tops of the feet. And then we're going to turn the toes outward and begin some heel beats. So you're like Mary Poppins under the umbrella, just tapping your heels together. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. Another big breath in. And exhale. Nicely done. With your next inhale, take your feet
out to the outer edges of the mat and just lay them down. So now the feet are wide. We're going to bend the knees and bring the heels together. So knees are wide, heels are together. We're going to flex the ankle so the bottoms of your feet are up to the ceiling. We're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, squeeze the heels and lift your legs up to the ceiling. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. So the action should be in your hamstrings and glutes. It should not be cranking into your low back. If it is, you can try two things. One is imagine a tiny tuck of the tailbone as you lift. And another thing is you may not need to come up so high. It's not a huge range of motion. One more. Nicely done. Lower the legs down. We're going to go ahead and just stretch the legs out. And then we're going to turn onto the other side for the other side of side kicks. So again, back of the body is in line with the back of the mat. Feet are coming forward to the front of the mat. Choose an arm position in which your neck is comfortable. But when you get there, really pull the belly in. See if you can get a little lift of the lower ribs. Top hand can be in front of you for support. We'll flex the feet, glue the legs together. Take a nice big inhale. And on that exhale, lift up both straight legs. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. Coming up as high as you can without rolling back on the hip. It may not be that high. It's still a lot of work. Two more. And one. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and roll back on our bellies. We're going to finish with a little swan, which will just stretch the whole front of your body. So we're going to go wide today. We're going to take the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. Forehead is going to start down. Hands are going to be off the mat, right in line with your shoulders, but wide. We're going to spread the fingers wide. Imagine I put a little ice cube under your belly button. And with an inhale, begin to lift your head. Just sequence through the spine as you lift up to whatever's your highest swan. And then as you exhale, see if you can lengthen yourself forward as you lower all the way down. Reimagine the ice cube and then inhale to lift up. Exhale, stretch your spine long as you lower down. One more like that. Big inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to add on. We're going to inhale to lift up. And as you exhale, you're going to bend your elbows and twist to the right as if you were looking underneath your right arm. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left as if you could look under your left arm. One more time to each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Nice. Inhale to the center. You can stretch the whole front of your body. And then as you exhale, just lengthen yourself forward. Belly comes down first, then chest, then throat, finally the forehead. Now we're going to just finish with a child's pose. So we'll press yourself back into a child's pose in which the knees could be together or they could be wide. Your tops of the feet could be down or you could be tucking the toes. And when you get to a comfortable position, just press the fingertips into the mat and stretch your tailbone away from the fingers. So again, you're lengthening the spine and then let the head go. You could nod the head, shake the head. Just do a couple very small neck rolls here. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Nice, and then we'll press ourselves up and we will finish there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that felt good. You can leave a comment below. And if you would like to read the blog post about pelvic floor dysfunction, it does have some links in it that can be helpful, and especially for the guys out there. People often think pelvic floor dysfunction is a women's health problem, and it is, but it affects everyone, men and women. And so there are a couple links for the guys in my blog post. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.